Today I figured I would do my top 5 ranking for all 5 of the LEGO Batman games, which started with the original LEGO Batman video game back in 2008 and leads us all the way to the most recent one, which was LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, which released back in March. But before we get into the ranking, this actually leads me to one of the more recent changes that's kind of going on in the world of gaming, and that's the fact that Sony has decided to pretty much stop the production of all physical games starting in January. So, and not January 2027, but January 2028. So that gives you a little bit of time to do physical games, but not much. So at this rate, we've got like a year and a half. But throw in that along with the online age verification stuff going around that not a lot of people are talking about, which just seems to continuously get worse. Yeah, I would be stocking up on any form of physical media that you like and just stock up on it now, which is actually part of the reason why I want to actually go back and get a Nintendo Wii that actually works. Had one for years, but then it completely crashed out, never got it fixed, and just got rid of it. But I actually want to go back and get a Nintendo Wii again so that I can actually play all of my LEGO games and not be limited to just my PlayStation 4 and the 2 games that I have on my PlayStation 5 at the moment, which I will have a third one, mainly because of the whole physical media thing, because I already pretty much predict that unless something drastic happens, WWE 2K27 is guaranteed to come out, and that will still come out physical for the base game, and then you can get the season pass separate, which I've got a $25 PlayStation gift card, which I can put towards that season pass. So still get the pre-order bonus for that, and so I'm already pre-planning for that one. But overall, just wanted to throw that out there for anybody that's not really looking into this yet and is kind of just blowing this off, because I know that there's people out there that are just going just full digital already. But for people that are thinking that physical's like completely dead yet, it's not completely dead yet, and especially for certain things, it is probably a possibility. Gaming is definitely one of the things, which is unfortunate. But for any gaming collectors like myself, I'm going to go out and get any games that I can, that I don't have, in the next year or so before the prices absolutely skyrocket, which there is still one game for my PlayStation 4 that I want to get. So, do want to get that. But overall, back to the main part for this video. We've got all 5 of the Batman games here. Starting with number 5, we've got LEGO Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, which came out in 2014 for PlayStation 4. And overall, the story for this one wasn't bad. The main thing that puts this at the bottom of the list is mainly for the fact that I felt that the levels were just always just all over the place for this. I mean, the main story itself was good, but the levels that kind of tried to connect it weren't great. But the main story was decent. But then the fact that they had the lantern planets as the hub worlds, just really, that is what kind of put this at the bottom for me, because it just felt like a real mess. It didn't feel like you had a hub world for this game, and so I actually never actually finished this game, or never even got really close. I think I was only at like 40% on this game and never even got around to it. So I've actually done more progress on the fourth one for this list, which is Lego DC Supervillains. And this one ends up being fourth, mainly down to one thing and one thing only, and that's the amount of rain that's on the Gotham side. Because they throw Metropolis, Gotham, and Smallville all into one giant hub world. So they basically shrink Gotham and Metropolis and throw them together. Smallville is pretty normal sized in this game, but Gotham and Metropolis feel really, really, really small in this game. And that's not even comparing Gotham in the new Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, which I haven't even fully explored. So, overall, Lego DC Supervillains is actually a really enjoyable game, especially for the main story, for the fact that you create the main character as you go through the story, which is something completely different that they never actually ever did through the previous 3 main games. So, really like that aspect for the game. And the fact that they actually got Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy to voice Joker and Batman in a Lego game. Super awesome. Especially since they never were able to do that for the Legacy of the Dark Knight, which was kind of unfortunate due to Kevin Conroy's passing in 22. So that was unfortunate, but we still do get Kevin Conroy Easter eggs in Legacy of the Dark Knight, which is nice to see. But DC Supervillains is probably my favorite of the main Lego Batman video games for at least PlayStation 4. It doesn't beat some of the older ones for sure, but that's just purely off nostalgia for me. And just the driving factor is a lot better, even in Legacy of the Dark Knight, because they actually cut the amount of rain down in Legacy of the Dark Knight. I noticed that right away. So they made driving in Legacy of Dark Knight a lot better. And so overall, that just made that one a whole lot better for me. Because it didn't feel like I was driving through a pouring rain and I couldn't see a darn thing. And also the fact that you could fight different villain types or goon types instead of just the classics, which they do give you options when you start the game. So you got classic mode, and there's other mode, and then Dark Knight mode. So I'm currently playing it through the middle mode at the moment when I think about it. But again, this comes back to being physical media. I can pop it in whenever I want. unlike any of my WWE 2K series, those is just limited to digital. At least the last two have been. So pretty limited on those. But overall, pretty happy with Legacy of the Dark Knight overall so far, and loving all the Batman Easter eggs that I'm coming across for this game. So far has been a lot better than the Skywalker Saga, and that's not just because it's a Batman game, but overall pretty happy with this game. But it does not beat either of the original two that I grew up on. And the original Lego Batman video game from 2008 is just got a lot of favorites for me. A lot of it coming down to the fact that the villains in Batman and Robin and Nightwing and Batgirl, all the characters in this game are based off the original figures from 2006. So every figure in the original Batman game are now 20 years old, which I do have the Catwoman in physical form. Would like to get the Joker and the Batman. I had the opportunity to get the Joker, but that was like $60 and I passed on it, which probably one of the biggest mistakes that I made. So overall, do love that. Though I did recreate the opening scene to the best of my abilities off the Arkham Asylum modular. So I'll take that for a win. And the fact that they recreate the Batman 1989, Batman Returns, and the Batman Forever in Lego form in the original Batman game is just awesome. But it doesn't top Lego Batman 2, which actually has a actual story to it, and the fact that you can basically do like Lego GTA in Gotham. So that to me just is just awesome. And overall, that for the most part, along with the actual story aspect, is what pretty much tops Lego Batman 2 for me, and it's what topped it for me for years, up until Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight came out, and is what actually puts this in third place for me. So you guys can tell me what you think of this ranking in the comment section below, and just like and subscribe for more, because I will do more in the future.